What if I told you that in the cold waters of Norway, sailors once swore they saw a serpent so massive it could crush ships and swallow whales? A creature so terrifying that even respected scholars and map makers recorded it as real. This isn't fantasy. It's one of history's strangest but true tales. Welcome to Weird Verses, where we dive into the weird universe of true stories and unexplained mysteries. Centuries ago, back in the 1500s, Norway wasn't just a land of stunning fjords and ethereal northern lights. It was the epicenter of bizarre stories told by sailors who spent their entire lives facing the vast, terrifying unknown. In an age without radar, without GPS, the sea was a dark, living thing teeming with mysteries and what they believed were unbelievable facts. They called it the Great Norway Serpent. This was a monster said to rise from the sea like a moving island, with black eyes like the abyss and scales that glistened like wet armor. In the year 1555, a highly respected Swedish writer and archbishop named Olaus Magnus published a monumental work, a book filled with what he presented as curious facts and shocking truths about the North. In it, he described the Norway serpent as a creature of vast length, black color, and fearful size. And here's the truly weird part: this wasn't treated as a myth. Magnus's account was accepted as a scientific fact of its time. Early cartographers, the people drawing the maps used by explorers, even included the serpent on official charts of the sea, labeling the Norwegian Sea as its home. That's right, the maps that guided brave sailors through treacherous waters showed a giant sea snake waiting in the deep. Imagine setting sail, your map telling you, here be dragons. Or, in this case, a colossal serpent. This wasn't just a spooky campfire story, it was an accepted reality. As sailors returned from their long, perilous voyages, these true weird stories began to spread like wildfire. Tales circulated of entire ships reportedly vanishing without a trace after an encounter with the serpent. Villagers along the coast claimed to have witnessed its massive back arching high above the waves, like a string of rolling, dark hills moving across the horizon. These were grim reports from people who truly believed they had seen it with their own eyes. But this is where weird science starts to collide with weird history. By the 1700s, the Age of Enlightenment was dawning, and naturalists and scientists started to approach the legend with a new kind of curiosity. They began to question, what if the serpent was real, but profoundly misunderstood? Early explorers were busy collecting scientific facts and expanding our knowledge about marine life. They proposed that the sightings could have been exaggerated accounts of real, but still terrifying creatures. Perhaps it was a giant squid with its monstrous tentacles, or a massive oarfish, which can grow over 30 feet long and has a serpentine body. Maybe it was a huge conger eel. These were plausible explanations. And yet something didn't quite add up. Some of the most compelling reports described a serpent-ass head as large as a horse-ass, and a body that didn't just swim by, but actively circled ships, seemingly with intelligence. Even the biggest skeptics had to admit these weren't your typical fish tales. These accounts were something different, a blend of rare natural phenomena and pure, unadulterated human fear, creating an unexplained mystery that science continues to puzzle over today. Was it a known animal, or something else entirely? Now, here's the modern twist, where centuries later, scientists have uncovered some fascinating facts that might just explain it all. It turns out the Norwegian coast sits above deep-sea volcanic ridges. These geological features can cause strange phenomena. Sudden bursts of gas bubbles rising to the surface, eerie underwater lights, and even small, unexpected eruptions. Now, combine that with the very real possibility of a long-bodied creature like an oarfish, which is known to come to the surface when it's sick or dying. Suddenly, a panicked sailor seeing a long, undulating form amidst bubbling, disturbed water. Well, the unbelievable facts of the serpent start to seem a lot more plausible. What's even wilder is the neuroscience behind our own fear response. When people are confronted with something they can't explain, especially in a stressful, high-stakes environment like the open sea, the brain desperately tries to fill in the gaps. It pulls from our deepest fears and cultural stories to create a coherent narrative, turning a strange shadow or a series of waves into a monster. That's weird science in action. Our own perception blending with panic to create something terrifyingly real in our minds. Yet, even with all these scientific explanations, the story isn't quite over. To this day, some fishermen in northern Norway still claim to see long, dark shadows moving with unnatural speed beneath their boats. Are they simply mistaking large schools of fish or odd currents? Or are these bizarre, modern stories the lingering echo of something ancient, something real that still hides beneath the waves, just beyond the reach of our understanding? The mystery persists. So, what do we make of the Great Norway Serpent? Is it just another forgotten myth, a relic of a more superstitious time? Or is it one of history's greatest unexplained mysteries, a puzzle we've never fully solved? Maybe the real lesson here is that weird facts aren't always about monsters out there in the dark. Sometimes, they read about the mysterious workings of the human mind and how we react when we face the great unknown. Maybe our oceans, which are still 80% unexplored, still hide shocking truths, dark facts, and rare wonders we have yet to even imagine. And maybe, just maybe, those old sailors weren't lying. Maybe they were simply describing the world as they saw it, before our scientific facts had a chance to catch up with the truth. After all, in the vast, deep, dark ocean, the weird universe never truly sleeps. If this story made you question what might be real, do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. Join us for more weird truths, strange facts, and unbelievable stories right here on Weird Verses. Thanks for watching and stay curious.